Welcome to your lower body workout. We're gonna start with our feet hip width apart and go right into our basic squats. Think of warming up all of the lower body muscles, starting with our abs, our glutes, the quads, hamstrings, and certainly those joints. Keeping your glutes engaged the entire time. So no matter what exercise you're doing, make sure you're engaging those glutes. Next, we're gonna take a nice wide stance, arms out and hips slightly back. So you wanna make sure that you keep most of the weight through the heels, light on those toes. You should be able to wiggle those toes within your shoes if you have shoes on. Again, feeling that heart rate increase, blood flowing through all of our muscles, warming them up. Quads, glutes, hamstrings, everything warming and working together. All right, next, turning to your side, back heel up nice and high. Nice long stance here, 90-degree angle with your front leg, and we'll go right into our split squat or lunge, straight down and up. Think about how a carousel horse moves, straight down and up as opposed to moving forward and back. You want to protect those joints. Notice how that front knee is staying over the ankle, the back knee is staying behind my hip bone. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Aligning first before we start moving. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale through that work, giving you energy. Focusing on working that front leg, hamstring, and glute. So a little more weight through that front leg than you do your back leg. Notice also how my back heel stays nice and high. All right, onto our hands and knees. Left leg back with a straight leg glute lift. Abs are tight, squeezing the glute first to create the movement. Imagine balancing a glass of water on your back and you don't want to spill it. Really pushing the floor away with your hands, looking to feel that glute work. Abs are going to be working nice and tight the whole time. All right, switching right to the other side. Abs tight first, squeeze that glute. That's what creates the movement. Think mind over muscle over movement to have the most effective and safe workout. Looking for the burn as you continue with those repetitions. Nice and strong. All right, couple more, and we're going to transition onto the forearms. Give those wrists a break. This time, left leg bent at a 90-degree angle. We're gonna drop that knee about halfway down and press up through that heel right to the ceiling. So still working on keeping the shoulders nice and steady and the hip bones nice and steady. So try to keep those hips square the whole time, focusing on the abs no matter what you do, and certainly thinking about the glutes here as you press that heel up towards the ceiling. And go ahead and switch sides. Adjust first, align yourself, then pressing through that heel, straight up and down, resisting down. Make sure you are feeling work through the whole movement. Nice long neck, aware of your whole body as you're exercising, what it's doing, what should be working, what shouldn't be, and making adjustments as necessary. Couple more. Nice work. All right, back up to the hands and knees. We're gonna keep that leg bent and sweep the leg out to the side. So different angle through that hip. So many muscles there in the hips and glutes. We want to work them all so that our body functions as it should, and also to help prevent injury. Really lengthening. So no matter if you are male, female, if you're an athlete or not, all of these exercises are so good, working the smaller muscles as well as the larger muscles. Okay, let's go ahead and switch sides, same exact thing. Try to keep that leg bent at a 90-degree angle, sweeping out long through your shin. Hips and shoulders are square, long neck. Even thinking about pressing through those fingertips. How are those abs? Keeping them tight? And are you breathing? Lots to keep track of. Okay, switching to the other side. This time engaging those abs, we're gonna round the back as we draw a knee in and extend back, tight and reach. Use those abs so you're stretching your back, strengthening your abdominals and strengthening that glute, even the quad as you fully extend the leg. Really thinking about all the muscles that you're working as you go through the motions here. Nice and strong, reach and curl. pulsing up and down. Now let this be all about the muscle here. No bouncing, even though it might look like the leg is bouncing, it's controlled. Contracting that glute, creating the movement to find that burn. Okay, let's do those two on the other side. Again, rounding, extend, rounding, extend. Flex those abs, reach that leg. Long spine, finding that alignment each time, contracting those abs tightly each time, and then also that glute and quad as you extend the leg back. Long spine, all one piece. Stay connected, stay focused. All right, holding nice and tight, pulse. Back is stable. The only thing moving here is that leg. Squeeze tighter with every rep, looking for the burn, and then you can rest. Back to the other side again. Similar to the last exercise we did, we're gonna bring that leg out to the side, but at the top, go into a leg extension. So a little more challenging. It's okay if you're not quite ready for this extension. You can keep that leg bent and just sweep out and back in again. But if you can, really think about using that outer glute, outer obliques to help support and lengthen that leg out to the side. So your goal is to extend the leg right in line with your hip bone. Other side, align yourself first, and same thing, sweeping out to the side and extend. Even as we come back in, using that resistance and control, you want to make the best out of every repetition, as opposed to just going through the motions. Really think about what you're working. Think about mind over muscle over movement. Lots of control, shoulders stable, strong glutes, strong abs. All right, sitting back into a child's pose, nice deep breath. Soak it up, relax the back and the hips. Okay, all the way onto your right side, nice straight line, leading with that heel, straight up and down. So even here, my belly button's pulled in, the obliques are strong, and think about working that outer glute. Make sure that you feel the glute here as opposed to your hip flexor, which is more in front of the hip there. Lengthening through that leg as you go up and down, stabilizing your upper body as you're working that outer glute. Reach the leg long, lengthening those muscles. Okay, scooting those legs forward, a different angle for the hip. Same thing, abs tight, hips are stable as you reach that leg up and down. Try to keep a nice long waist so abs are engaged. If you relax the stomach, then the hips move, the back kind of crunches together. We want to keep that length, more of the outer hip. All right, from here, we're going to extend that top leg back behind you. Feel a stretch through those hip flexors, dropping down as you can, and then lifting up. Yet again, another angle through the glute. Abs are tight, squeeze that outer hip and glute to lift and lower the leg. You might feel a little bit of inner thigh working here as well. Make sure that you respect your range of motion as you lower and lift. Okay, rest those legs together just for a moment, and then we'll align those legs. Top leg comes in front, and it is bent as you lift the lower leg. Little lifts up and down, focusing on that inner thigh, and then we're gonna hold at the top and circle. 10 repetitions each direction. Focusing on the inner thigh working, nothing else, and reverse. Nice and high, keeping that point of tension through the whole rotation. Nice and tight, and pulsing to finish it off. Nice, tight, high movements there. As always, looking for the burn and rest. Okay, let's do all of that on the other side. So once again, start in a nice straight line, abs pulled in, obliques are tight before you start lifting. Always make sure that your upper body is in alignment, lower body is also in alignment before you start exercising. Abs pull in tight, focusing on that glute to do the work for you, not the hip flexors. Try to let go of the hip flexors, in fact, as you're doing these leg lifts. All right, next, moving those legs forward at that 45-degree angle. Same thing, set yourself up, abs tight, obliques tight, then lift that leg. Working that outer hip, lengthening as you are lifting. So you have 15 total reps here. Once again, abs tight, always checking those hips are aligned, really reaching through that heel. Notice how I keep that leg and that foot parallel with the other leg. All right, next set, we're gonna reach the leg behind us, feel the stretch first, and then lower slightly and lift. 15 repetitions, hitting that other angle through the glutes. So we have 3 different angles, lots of muscles to work through the hips, all very important to make sure we keep strengthening. If you have a mirror to do these exercises in front of, that can be helpful to make sure that your body is nice and steady. Okay, we're gonna hit those inner thighs one more time. So just because we're not doing tons of repetition doesn't mean that these exercises can't be effective. So again, 10 lifts straight up and down, 10 circles in each direction, and then we'll keep that high tension for 10 more repetitions. As always, thinking about what you're doing, which muscles you're working and moving, and which muscles you are using to stabilize. So here we're stabilizing the upper body as we work that one leg. All right, excellent work. We're going to bring those knees in onto our back into a bridge position. Heels up high, and notice how my heels are real close to my hips to start. So this focuses on your glutes, and I want you to think about letting go of those hamstrings. So these first few repetitions, keeping the tailbone tucked under, we're gonna squeeze those glutes, lift up and hold for 3 seconds. So really let those glutes engage. You wanna keep those glutes strong and working. Abs are pulling in. You might be tempted to push the abs out. Pull them back in. So now we're moving to those single count repetitions, halfway down, all the way up. Just be careful not to arch the back. You wanna keep that nice long angle from shoulders to knee. By now you should start to feel that burn through the glutes. You're feeling those lower back muscles work as well, and round it down. Okay, next, allowing those hamstrings to help us, we'll extend the legs out, this time lifting our toes up nice and high, engaging those muscles right along the shins, the anterior tibialis muscles. Important to keep those strong as well. So again, those first several repetitions, we're going to lift up and hold, squeezing those glutes for 3 seconds, resist down halfway, and then lifting up again. Keeping those toes up high, keeping the back long, and then we will go right into those single counts. Abs in, glutes tight, allowing those hamstrings to work here too. Certainly those quads, and again, the muscles along the shin bone there. Few more repetitions, and then we will slowly, with control, round that spine down, 1 vertebrae at a time. All right, go ahead and hug those knees to the chest, rest your back into the mat, nice deep breath, and let's go ahead and stretch those hamstrings as well, extending one leg up towards the ceiling the best you can. You can grab behind your hamstring or around your ankle like I am. You can also use a strap or a towel to help you stretch those hamstrings. Go ahead and switch sides, really lengthening. Make sure wherever you grab onto the leg that you keep your whole back very rested, not straining as you hold this stretch. One of my favorite stretches here, crossing that right ankle over the left or vice versa, reaching around the ankles or that left hamstring. Again, keep your back rested. You should not be lifting the shoulders or straining the neck as you do this stretch. Go ahead and switch sides. Wonderful stretch for those hips that you have worked. Breathing oxygen into those muscles. And go ahead and uncross when you are ready, hugging those knees back into the chest, and you are finished.